Good evening, everybody. I hope this video finds you in the best of health, in the pink of health. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about universal human values and why we believe that we must gradually replace religious values both in education and society. Of course, this is going to happen only after a protracted period of time, but this must eventually nonetheless happen, and we must uh, set sail in this direction. That's extremely important. Let us begin this videos by discussing what values are. What are values? Values are basic and fundamental beliefs that guide people and individuals and motivate actions and attitudes. Okay, they help individuals to determine what is important for them, what is less important for them. Okay, they set their direction for life and their they help them orient their goals for life. These values, of course, may vary from individual to individual. Not only that, they also vary from culture to culture. And individuals' values are also determined and dictated by cultures at large. Okay, we must also try to find out what values are best for society and what values are detrimental for society. And for in this age of globalization, what values help stand humanity in good stead and what values don't help stand humanity in good stead. These are also extremely important to understand. Values are also related to the concept of ethics. Okay, what are ethics? Ethics are moral principles that govern an individual and his place in society, his role in society, and they also help guide what is good for society, what is bad for society. Also, the term originates from the Greek word ethics, ancient Greek word ethics, which means a way of living. Ethics is also a branch of knowledge. It also studies for a field it is used to specify a field of studies in philosophy that deals with moral principles and moral values. Of course, this is highly abstract at present. This entire field of study is highly abstract at present. We hope it will become more practical in near future. Let us now move on to discuss what social norms are. Social norms are the shared standards of acceptable behavior by groups. Okay, social norms are both formal and informal, written, non-written. Okay, these help govern the members of a by the behavior and codes of conduct of members in a society. They may also be codified into rules and laws. So this, although this is sometimes rare, okay, these do affect religious values and norms and mores, and are also influenced by them in many cases. What are mores? Mores are the essential and characteristic customs and conventions of a given society or a community. They are also more like norms, but they are more innate to society. Okay, so that is the essential difference between a norm and a more. Now let us move on to the most important part of this video. What are universal human values? Universal human values may be defined. This is a relatively new concept, but it's extremely important nonetheless, and it's gaining in importance and popularity. It must gain in importance and popularity also. Values that are applicable to all societies, values that are applicable to all sections of society. These must be culture neutral. A value is said to be a universal value which has the same worth for almost all people in the world or all people in the world. These often represent foundational values such as peace, love, non-violence, humility, tolerance, equality, justice, etc. Okay, these are foundational values that are common to everyone. According to the Russian British philosopher Isia Berlin, universal values are values that great many human beings in a vast majority of places and situations and at almost all times do in fact hold in common, whether consciously or explicitly, or as expressed in their behavior. Okay. Many other people have written about universal human values, examples being Salom Schwartz and Dalai Lama and Sam Harris also have written about it extensively. Okay, what we must understand, moral studies are taught in many modern schools. So although there is no universal consensus on subject, we must up their ante furthermore, and we need more thought leaders to emerge. Universal human values will become more and more important in the 21st century as more and more people move away from organized religions. There is a wave of apostasy, particularly in religions such as Islam, and these people are apostates are becoming essentially leaderless. They don't know which way to go and what values to cherish, etc. Now, what are religious values? This is also an extremely important concept. Religious values are values that are prescribed by a particular religion. These are religions that are mandated by a particular religion, often by dint of authority. Okay, these are prescribed by the leaders, etc. May also originate from texts, and they may originate from sacred texts and other traditions pertaining to that particular religion. Okay, values emphasized by a particular religion may help uh, promote a bonding or a we feeling, as C.H. Cooley said, within the people of that religion, but they may be to the detriment of others often. Okay, these may vary from religion to religion and is have non-universal applicability. Many religions emphasize belief in God, divinity, faith, devotion, modesty, mercy, poverty, denial of material goods, suffering, compassion, absolute morality, etc. And these, of course, vary from religion to religion. And the religious values are also tied to different practices of a religion, which may include sermons, commemoration of God, the activities of God or God, sacrifices, festivals, feasts, trances, initiations, funerary services, matrimonial services, meditation, music, art, dance, public service, all other aspects of religion, organized religion, are also tied to religious values. Okay, these may or may not be at variance with human values. These vary from religion to religion because all religions are not equal and all religions do not teach exactly the same thing. According to Abdel Wahab al Masiri, he distinguishes between partial secularization and complete secularization. According to him, partial secularization, there is only a separation between religion and state. In case of total secularization, religious values must be completely eliminated from human life, all facets and all aspects of human life. Of course, this is very utopian and very quixotic and very, 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 very theoretical. It may or may not happen immediately. We must at least move in this direction. We have Occam's theory, for example, theory of cultural lag. It shows that technology can move or change rapidly, but all these facets of life will take several generations to change. But nonetheless, it must mature and evolve to a point where it is no longer harmful in the interest of society in general. Okay, so religion must slowly retreat into the personal domain. It must no longer hold political, social, and cultural functions. This has been pointed out by Charles Taylor. This can indeed happen in many Western countries. This has already happened, but in Islamic countries much less so. So there is a wide chasm and a wide gap and schism between these sets of countries. Okay. As a part of this exercise, religious education must also be phased out fully from schools and must retreat to the private domain. Parents, religious teachers, etc., can take up religious initiation, but this must not be taught by uh, schools and colleges and university. Let us now try to describe the religious mores and values promoted by different religions. Let us take the case of Judaism, which is one of the oldest religions on earth next to Hinduism. Jewish values include the pursuit of justice, tzedek, repairing the world, tikkun olam, and ensuring that all people are treated with dignity and with respect. This is known as derek eretz. Any animal which has, they have dietary restrictions, or any animal which has cloven hooves and chews its cud may be eaten. Animals such as the camel, badger, hare, and pig must not be eaten. There is no vegetarianism in this region thousands of years ago. So, even the vegetarianism is a good virtue which is only picking up, and the extreme version of it is known as veganism. But given the fact that it was not prevalent several thousands of years ago, it was not taught then. So, values may also change with the times. And again, in Islam, the basic aim of Islamic morality and ethics is to achieve raza ilahi, the pleasure of God, or to make God pleasure the objective in man's life. However, there are controversial aspects in Islam, such as the treatment of women, treatment of minorities, and laws pertaining to apostasy. In general, I have noticed that Muslims tend to emphasize religious values more, particularly those who are not highly educated. And for example, in India, there was popular support among Muslims for triple talaq continuation when it was proposed to be banned by the government a couple of years ago. Therefore, people like Taslim Nasrin and Salman Rushdie were chastised and highly criticized for anti-Islamic views. Wafa Sultan and Ayan Hissi Ali, who were apostates, were routinely targeted. Okay, and what happens as more and more people move away from organized religion, there's a threat of haphazard deculturation and decolonization. People abandon Western values with they abandon and go back to their own culture, attempt to go back to the roots of their own culture, but in the process may unwittingly retain negative aspects or fall back on negative aspects of their own culture. For example, in Iran, before the Iranian revolution during the Shah of Iran period, before 1978, people were highly westernized. The same was the case ditto in the case of Afghanistan during the period of the Taliban, before the period of the Taliban. But people are going back to the negative aspects of the culture. This is very dangerous. So, in order to prevent such things from happening, we must also have universal human values. This is extremely important. We have dealt with this in a paper on conjunct acculturation, conjunct deculturation, etc. And Christian values, on the other hand, promote respect, responsibility, self control, honesty, compassion, thankfulness, perseverance, humility, loyalty, faith in God. However, Christianity is associated with negative aspects such as the Crusades. Christianity is associated with the persecution of scientists. For example, we had Giordano Bruno and Galileo, they also took indulgences, the church, before the reformation of the church. Okay, Hinduism teaches love for the motherland, vegetarianism and success. some sects, ban on cow slaughter, etc. Some scholars and researchers have attempted to propagate human values. For example, we had Dalai Lama. He wrote a book called Beyond Religion: Ethics for a Whole World. I have the book with me and I have read it cover to cover. It is right here on my shelf. He has touched upon it in several other books like 1400 Lessons from the 14th Dalai Lama and Compassion to the Individual. I welcome you to read these books. They are very interesting, but they are not comprehensive enough and a lot more work needs to be done. Sam Harris has also written some books on this, how science can determine human values, moral landscape. He has also written Making Up a Guide to Spirituality Without Religion. These concepts are very abstract and difficult to relate to. We need more practical guides, not more esoteric guides. And role of religion in shaping identities also must be understood it as a personal, cultural, social, political, and economic functions. Also, we must understand all this and move away from religion gradually. It will happen gradually. It may take a century or more, and it may not entirely die down. It can only be moderated. Okay. Some other religious leaders, both in India and abroad, also have tried to promote human values. However, they are associated with vested interests, personality cults, etc., and I don't recommend them. Moral studies must now be taught in all schools. It is only being taught in some countries. In India, it is taught partially and haphazardly. There is no consensus on its course contents. Often, Indian traditional values are being stressed as a part of culture, moral studies. Must be made an integral part of the curriculum and must be tied to human values. And more research is required around the world. Research must be practical, not esoteric. And the compendium of human values must be prepared. We did do a small survey on this in a papers on social culture field, but a lot more work needs to be done. It has become one of the focus areas of the 21st century. Similarly, religions like Hinduism also are very diverse, and the diversity of Hinduism must be brought out, not a narrow Hindutva view. Other benefits of this also can include changing mind orientation, cultural orientation, enculturation process can be changed, acculturation process can be changed, cognitive dissonance can be reduced as people become more and more scientifically aware, etc. We have also written about structured perception tests for social cultural change. Okay, I had a friend, I will not reveal his real name, his name was supposedly Abdul Altaf and Syed Idiatullah. They were from Rajputana or Travancore, again an imaginary place. He was a very good and innocent boy. He served me for many years when I was working in a project and eating in a restaurant daily. However, as he grew older, he was influenced by his friends and peers. He was a very good boy. There's no doubt about it. He changed completely. He started not only posting anti-India posts and pro-Pakistan posts. He started supporting Islamic terrorists. He supported the Triple Talaq. He started supporting ISIS, Al Qaeda, and triple etc. And good people can go astray. And he had a maniacal fixation about religion because he was not taught anything else in life. So people are readers are encouraged to tie this to a concept of thought words, worldviews, mind space, mind orientation, cultural orientation, etc. Only the right kind of education can provide an antidote for this. And this guy wanted to be good, but thinking that he was good, he went astray completely. So this is why we need universal human values. Okay, and some amount of religious freedom also must be given to people. And we had written about our 10 commandments in our think tank as a part of our think tank Scholars and Institutions for Mankind or Skiba. These are as follows: a complete and total separation of religion and state, developing secular constitutions that grant all human rights to citizens, and universal education for all groups and both genders, and being up to date with the latest pedagogical techniques so that educational systems can be brought up to date from time to time. Number four, granting complete religious freedom, including freedom to practice, freedom to convert, and freedom to non-religion. Saying no to religious-inspired laws and instituting and promulgating secular laws. Taking steps to promote a scientific temper and a spirit of inquiry in society by allowing meaningful and productive debate and improving education systems, phasing out religious education and teaching the universal human values instead, allowing free media. There must be absolutely no censorship of India, internet, and media. Number nine, allowing complete freedom of speech and free and open discussion on religion and permitting constructive criticism of religion in various platforms such as media and universities. Moving all nations towards democracy and democratically elected governments in due course. We must bring all these to fruition so that the role played by religion comes down gradually and slowly. This can happen slowly and eventually, but we must take our baby steps in this regard. Okay. I hope this video was useful to you. Thank you very much again for watching it patiently. Thank you.